So people often ask, why do you choose to use a service dog rather than asking another person for help? Also, look, my eyes somewhat open. Again, that's nice, but okay. Back to the video. Not all humans are able to help in a way that some people need help. For example, the job that seizure alert dogs do cannot be replaced by another person. That is one thing that is specific to a service dog, unless you can sniff out someone's seizures or low blood sugars, which humans just don't have the ability to do. Depending on their particular disability, some people would need a caretaker, which is just someone who is paid to literally help you with everything all the time. And while caring for a dog, especially a service dog, is extremely costly, it is much cheaper than hiring a paid caretaker. Another reason being that we can't always be around people all the time. And who's to say that all the people we're around are always going to be willing to help? Because I think we all know that is certainly not always the case. Even if someone tries to help, as much as they can, people have lives, they have jobs, they have families, they have other things they have to do. They have to take care of themselves. So relying on another person indefinitely isn't really an option, depending on what your needs are. Transportation and independence, I guess we could say. If you're relying on another person to help you all the time, you're depending on the fact that they're going to be free all the time when you need them. You're depending on the fact that they are going to be able to drop their entire lives to pretty much help you, which is obviously not an option. So having a service dog, well, it is a hassle to gear your dog up, and it's not exactly easy to go places all the time. It gives you so much more independence because you're not waiting for your caretaker, you're not waiting for your mom to come home so she can drive you to get your medication. You can go places yourself. And that's a big thing, is both people and dogs do really help, but the service dogs give you so much more independence than you would have otherwise. Another reason is drive to work. While many caretakers do their jobs and, try to be very kind all the time, it's not easy. It's not easy taking care of someone who needs so much help and is so severely disabled. And sometimes, whether they mean to or not, they can be judgmental, they can be grumpy, they can be irritable. Some people can just be flat out jerks and say, oh, do it yourself, like you don't need help, when you really do. And that's the thing about dogs, is they don't get annoyed. They don't judge you. They'll do anything for you. I could drop my keys 3 or 4 times in an hour, and someone would get really tired of picking them up for me, and they would probably get mad at me, maybe even yell at me. And while, I could drop my keys 100 times in one day, and my dog would love me to death for it. He would think it's just like the most magical thing in the world. So that's a big thing, is the dogs have a much stronger drive to work. Even a caretaker, and that is their actual job, is to care for you. They still have lives, they still have families, they still have things that they have to do for themselves, rather than a dog. And a service dog's entire life is really just working for you. I mean, they do have off-duty fun time and stuff, but they have much more of a commitment to that individual person. Frankly, dogs, again, aren't judgmental. I mean, if you're having a bad pain day and you just want to sit on the couch all day eating pizza and watching South Park, your dog is not going to judge you. In fact, most of them will probably join you. We don't have to feel like we're under pressure all the time to be perfect. Like, we can let ourselves go. Sometimes we just have to let ourselves go, and we can do that in front of our dogs without worrying about what they're going to think about us. Sometimes when another human person tries to help during an episode, whether it's a seizure or passing out, it can oftentimes make things a lot worse, especially if they don't know exactly what to do. A lot of times, like, I would pass out in the grocery store and people would panic. They'd call 911, call an ambulance, and it drives me nuts, because it's like, can't you just please let me lay there unconscious for a few minutes, then I'll get up and go about my business. And for people that have seizures and other similar episodes, you'll probably understand what I mean. It drives you insane when people are constantly calling 911 for something that it's nothing to us. It's part of our daily routine. Once the dog is trained to assist with that situation, they're the ones that often keep everybody else from freaking out. If he's doing his typical routine in terms of his alert and response, he's just gonna be like all relaxed and cool about it. You're gonna know if something's wrong. He's gonna let you know if something is seriously wrong. He'll do his job. he'll remain calm and professional about it. And usually that tends to keep everybody else around him calm as well, so no one really freaks out, which is a good thing. So essentially, we rely on our service dogs to sort of keep the peace. We can trust that a lot of the times they're going to be the ones that are the reason for people not calling 911 when it's actually unnecessary. And they're the ones who can signify to other people that it is in fact an emergency and that we do need an ambulance or immediate medical attention. DPT, also known as deep pressure therapy, can be very awkward with another human being. Depending on how you do your DPT, I have it in different parts of my body. It would be really awkward if I just kind of, in the middle of the grocery store, just someone started like laying across my chest or, jumped on my lap with their front arms and just like pressed down. So yeah, dogs are much better for deep pressure therapy. Many disabled people struggle asking for help. It's not that I don't like asking for help, it's just that I need so much help that it gets overwhelming and exhausting asking for all the help I need. It's not that I'm too proud to ask for help, it's that I know that probably after the 5th or 6th time I need help within only an hour, you're probably going to get really pissed off at me and not want to help me anymore. And that doesn't happen with a dog. They will help you as much as you need. A lot of the time, he really does know what I need before I know I need it sometimes. And that's with his alerts aside. And you really can't have that type of a bond with a human caregiver. But that's the one plus side of it, of having a service dog, is they never see you as a burden. When Bugsy is working with me, I don't feel like I'm weighing other people down. I don't feel like I'm a hassle. I don't feel like I'm ruining someone else's life just because they're helping me to do something. And when I ask someone else for help, I'll do it if I really have to, but obviously I don't like to, specifically because of the reactions that people tend to have. And dogs do not have those reactions, which is great. Having your dog check on you in the bathroom can be a lot less weird than having a human caretaker do so. Before Bugsy, I used to have to shower in my bathing suit because my mom had to constantly check on me, make sure I didn't thud. That's what we call passing out in my house. Like, oh, hey mom, I thudded this morning. Now that I have Bugsy, I can shower like a normal human being. I have the privacy that I need, and at the same time, it's not awkward and weird. So yeah, and he doesn't just come in the bathroom with me. He literally comes in the shower, and if I don't let him in, he will force himself in. So that's one thing that I personally really like. It's not a huge deal, but yeah, really, how often do you want someone just sitting there watching you pee or taking a shower? Having a service dog is a lot more socially acceptable than having a human caretaker. We still do often get a lot of crap from people. We are shunned in some ways, but it's not as bad, if that makes any sense. Like, if you go out with a human caretaker, it's not that people treat you badly, it's just that they almost avoid you, like you're not a regular person shopping. It's impossible to make friends, it's impossible to meet people. I don't know if I'm saying this well, but I'm not saying it should be this way, but in some situations, I do believe that having a service dog is not... I don't know if I want to say more socially acceptable, but socially easier, I guess. Especially because, you have a caretaker. A lot of the time, people aren't going to approach you. You're not going to make friends. There's very, very little social interaction. Whereas having a service dog, some people think it's interesting in the way. And it's a really good icebreaker. In some ways, it does actually help you meet people. Yeah, I'm not sure if I said that last part very well. Didn't mean to offend anyone, but I'm kind of bad with the words, so I hope that made sense. This is specific to our friends and our family. I know that my parents, especially my mother, they've gotten a lot of their life back as well, because you don't really think about the fact that when someone becomes disabled, it's not just hard on them, it's also hard on the people who have to constantly care for them. And because of Bugsy, my mom isn't constantly worrying about whether I'm gonna fall, whether I'm gonna have a really serious episode and injure myself further. So she's not constantly scared about what's gonna happen to me. She's able to relax a little bit, live her life. She's able to keep her job and keep working. And while she does help me a lot, I'm not saying she's stopped altogether, but she has definitely regained a lot of independence that she didn't have for a while because of me. It's not just beneficial to the service dog handler, it's also can make a world of difference for friends and family too. I feel like there's a lot of things that I forgot to mention in this video. I think I had more reasons, but I do hope that this has possibly helped you understand why people may choose the option of living life with a service dog rather than relying on a paid caretaker or friends and family to get the help that they need. There are a lot of reasons, a lot more than the ones that I just mentioned in this video, but hopefully this helped.